Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. You twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. A little star.
The hardest dilemma facing social workers is whether a child should be removed from its parents. Sometimes that decision must be made before the child draws its very first breath. Annie is a social worker in Bristol. She has a particular responsibility for protecting unborn children. She's going to see a couple who lead chaotic lives. Violence and alcohol have contributed to their 3 children being removed at birth. Now a 4th is on its way.
Other people have worked with them before, and so we've got a bit of an understanding of the risks involved. I know that we need to visit the home with 2 security officers at all times, and we'll just be making sure that they're aware that we're coming, so that they're planned appointments, and to sort of get some gauge on what their presentation is like, how drunk they might be or not before we arrive. But there's always a certain anxiety, really.
Close enough to start a war. All that I have is on the floor. God only knows what we're fighting for. All that I say, you always say more.
Are you all right if I perch on the end of here? Because I need to write stuff down. So can I sit on the edge? And sit down here with me.
Yeah, you guys can stay, I'll just stand on the line.
I'm going to write stuff down so that I get all the names and everything. So, that's that. Let's start at the beginning then. So who have you got supporting you at the moment?
From nearest.
Right.
Gina.
Marva is 23 years old.
Mm-hmm.
She's 20
What's her
weeks
number?
pregnant.
0117
Mm-hmm.
9244.
Mm-hmm.
Sean has a history of criminal violence. He's had 7 children removed in all.
Shh.
So when is this baby due? I know you told me the last time. It's
14th.
March, isn't it?
14th of
14th.
April?
Do you know how often you need to go for an antenatal appointment?
No.
Because at the moment, it's probably not that frequently, is it?
No.
As your pregnancy goes on, they'll want to see you more often.
Yeah.
And certainly you and Sean.
Those people who's lost their kids for no reason at all, like me, I've done nothing. I've been child abused when I was a kid. I've been hurt, but I'm still fighting it. And I'm grown up, I'm 29 years of age, and I'm gonna pull myself out of my grave. I'm gonna pull my head out of my ass. I'm gonna get myself together, look after my fiance, myself, and my puppy, as well as the baby.
0870.
I mean, like, we got these people here, security guards. It's like I'm some kind of animal, you know. I ain't done nothing wrong. I mean, like, when my babies were born at Southmead, I mean, literally, you know, 12 officers just walked in. Even up to now, I'm not allowed to touch my kids. I understand why. I'm a good person. Mother's a good person. It's give her the baby blues, and also it's still wrecked us up. Mother's never took medication. She's never took drugs. Mother is a depressing person, but she has got a lot of love. Good boy. Hey, good boy. Hey, good boy, Billy. Yeah, this is a good dog. Trust. I don't like social workers, you get me?
And how are you feeling? Do you think you might be
Bit
depressed?
Yeah, a bit more down, grumpy, tired.
So, how are you feeling about the drinking? What's happening with drinking with you?
Not too bad, I feel alright.
So you've stopped all the alcohol as well at the
Yeah.
same time that Sean did? So are you able to not drink if he doesn't drink?
Yeah.
And if he drinks, then is that quite hard
Yeah.
to stop?
Totally.
Okay, so we need to keep Sean encouraged.
Sorry. Get in. Good boy. Cool. So cool. Babe, no.
To start off with, it's very much about building relationships, trying to be supportive, offer them the things that they need, how they manage their housing, their money, their relationship, if there's any more violence in their own relationship, whether they can be calm, stable people, whether they can provide a suitable home environment for a child. The dog is another big issue. What will they do with the dog? Because that dog doesn't look like a dog that you'd have with a small baby, really. And certainly in the past, they haven't been able to provide even the most sort of basic of care for themselves, let alone for anybody else.
My first contact with them was a walk with the allocated social worker through Frenchay Woods on a snowy, muddy day. They were living in a tent at the top of a slope, and it defies belief in this day and age. But what had happened was that the couple had just been disconnected and isolated from the norms of society. Marva clearly had some mental health issues, and Sean was very, very poorly and disengaging with all services. That social worker then had lots of meetings to try and provide adult services, mental health services, but they clearly were not available and not suitable. Sean would not engage. It was very difficult because the couple had a tendency to become angry, or Sean become angry, and Marva was inseparable from Sean. So when people tried to take on board assessments of her and gain her separate view, she would always want Sean to be present and was worried about saying things that Sean may not agree with.
Now Annie's responsible for Sean and Marva's unborn child. One of 14 cases on her books.
Okay, I'm just going into supervision now. Okay, well, I have just this minute had a phone call from the emergency department at the BRI to say that Marva's been admitted, having taken an overdose last night of diazepam on top of some alcohol. And I was aware that she was in a low mood, but this is a bit of a shock, really. I didn't know that she was in that lower mood. Apparently she did try and take an overdose when she was about 10, but hasn't since then.
She has made moves to be separate from him at times, but it's what that means in their relationship and obviously her plans. Has there been any indication from health professionals that there's a risk to the baby?
I know that diazepam isn't recommended during pregnancy, and obviously alcohol isn't either. And I think one thing that's different during this pregnancy is that Marva has presented to professionals intoxicated on a number of occasions. And from my understanding, previously she was sober when she met with professionals. So that has been a difference throughout this pregnancy.
A week later, Marva's in another emergency.
Marva was arrested for breach of the peace and taken into custody, and she was kept in police cells overnight and then released yesterday morning. They were very worried. The arresting officer reported that the house was in a very poor condition with rubbish bags strewn about and no furniture and in a real state, and that also Marva was quite unwashed and her clothing was grubby and sort of stained with alcohol and vomit, and that she was clearly very intoxicated and is now about 28 weeks pregnant.
The paperwork says there's a dog that is vicious.
Sean had the dog on a lead and had it under control. The neighbours have reported to the housing office that they've heard him training the dog to attack and kill.
Sean, are you listening to this? If it gets hairy, mate, we just don't go in.
So as I say, they might not be here, they might not answer the door. I did try to phone, but the phone was switched off. So
They might not even be here.
they might not even be here. Hi, Sean. Are you all right for me to do a quick visit?
Not a good time.
Not a good
You
time?
want to come in?
Can I? Is that all right?
Place the state, alright, yeah?
That's
How many
fine.
are you, yeah?
I've got the BBC here with me.
Oh,
Do you
the
want
crew.
that?
Oh, for fuck's sake. You're right to
Yeah.
catch me on a real good day.
Where's the dog?
No, I ain't got a dog.
Oh, the dog's gone? Oh. How are you doing, Marva? What happened with the police then?
Drink.
She's been drinking a lot of cider.
Yeah.
She needs help. That's the truth, sweetheart, yeah? And I don't care. And by the way, right, yeah, I got a word with you. Can I discuss something with you, right, yeah? You're actually taking my kids away from me, ain't you? That's what Mama told me.
Well, it's about how you would provide for your children.
I would not harm my fucking kids. Alright, yeah? I would never harm my kids. I don't care what anybody says, alright, yeah? At the end of the day, I sticks up for Marva. I loves her. I looks after her, okay? And this is what it brings me. She brings me to drink, alright, yeah? But I do love her, okay? And I care about her. But you know what? I just want to leave her. And that's the truth. And she's 6 months pregnant with my child, alright, yeah? I'll be honest with you, alright, yeah? 6 months pregnant, alright, yeah? And I don't know if I can go for it again, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but like, because listen, right, yeah, because I've had abuse in life, don't mean like, I'm gonna do it to my children, because I'd never hurt my children, right, yeah? I'm a man, right, yeah? I wanna buy my kids quad bikes, I wanna buy my kids a scrambler, you know? Man, I'll be honest with you, right, yeah, I can't even work, because I'm so fucked up in the head, right, yeah? I have give up drink for a couple of months, right, yeah? Now I'm binge drinking. It's nothing to be proud about, right, yeah? It's just to wash my feelings away. But when you wake up the next morning, it's still there. It's still there, man. I like fucking shit Christmas. Right, yeah? I don't mean to swear, right, yeah?
Marva said she didn't drink over Christmas and New Year. Is
No,
that right?
that's true. That is true.
So, how come you were able to not drink then?
Because I had to give up and I want to be strong for my brother.
Right.
You know?
So can you try and be strong for Marva and the baby?
Annie, it's not that easy. Honestly,
I know it
I'm
isn't,
telling
and
her
I-
every freaking day. I'm telling her.
I think the best thing that you could do at the minute is to try and cut down on the drink, because I don't think...
You have a
I know,
laugh, love.
I know,
Yeah.
but I know that you can do it for periods of time, because you do, don't you? Marva's sitting there, chain smoking, stubbing out cigarettes on the floor. She'd got the cigarette stubs in her shoes. It's really difficult to know what can be done for them. And the fact that he's bought these tents is quite worrying as well, because I think he could disappear at any time. They could disappear at any time. You do wonder whether you're actually causing more distress by just being there, and then that immediately brings the association of the children that have been lost and the emotional impact, and So that's a bit of a worry, really. Has it actually done more harm than good? Are they now going to drink even more because they're upset because I've been round? So it's trying to get a balance between completing an assessment, having accurate information for me to present to court in order to be able to protect the child, which is my role, or is it actually making it worse?
That night, Marva takes an overdose of 64 paracetamol.
Don't know what this is, but it all leads to this. You're gonna leave.
2 days later, Marva makes a decision no one expects.
You had to see.
She breaks up with Sean after nearly 4 years together. For the first time, Annie and Arthur see a chance for Marva to keep a baby.
How are you today? Did you sleep okay? A bit better than the night before.
Okay, so Marva, we're hearing that you made some big changes. You know, having known you for quite a few years now. You and Sean were previously inseparable. Just to have a conversation with you in a different room was difficult. Sean had to come too. So the changes, the choices you have made are quite big, and we know that, we recognise that for you, okay? Now, do we believe you would be able to appropriately care for a child, safely, meet their needs on a daily basis? So those are the questions we're going to be asking of you. That's what Annie's assessment will be looking at. Okay. What do you think about that?
I don't know.
You don't know. It's big stuff, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's very different from what's happened in the past.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you hope happens in the future?
I have a nice place, have the baby and just be happy.
Yeah.
And stay away from Sean.
And stay away from Sean. So is Sean the only thing that would worry us? You getting together with Sean, is that the only thing that would worry us?
I don't know.
What's one of the things that you don't want to start doing again?
No drinking.
Okay, so I would recommend if you can
Marva agrees to move to a woman's refuge, a dry house in a secret location.
There was something bubbling up in her yesterday, a strength of character and a sort of determination that I hadn't been able to see before. And I don't know that's been that obvious in the previous pregnancies. I mean, it's not something that...
I can see incrementally, for her, there has been progression. You know, the first time I met them, living in the woods in French in that cold tent with snow on the ground, slipping and sliding. Second time, more established in this house. You know, we just see where we go from here.
I mean, it is very early days, but I think my assessment really can begin in a way of her and her abilities to look after herself, to manage a tenancy, to manage being in a shared home, managing finances, you know, daily living skills, food, shopping, hygiene, all of the real basic stuff that, again, we haven't been able to test before, with a view to then, OK, well, if she's successful, we've got about 8 weeks before the baby's born. So I do think we need to think about keeping the baby with her as a genuine possibility.
OK, what does it feel like, this piece of work right now?
Well, I'm really excited.
You're very different than how it were this time last week. Very different.
Yes, I mean, it felt so incredibly hopeless, but I do feel quite hopeful. I mean, this seems very, very different than it was, so you know, probably I'm going to be on a bit of a emotional up and down with it all. But that's okay, I can do that. was taken into the emergency department and then they transferred her up to one of the antenatal wards.
She's still at the hospital?
No, she's now not at the hospital. She was saying that she didn't want to come back here, so she's worked with housing and with me, and we found her somewhere else to stay. So she's absolutely fine. She's not been arrested. She's not been drinking for the last couple of days, and she's in a reasonable place.
Like I said, before, regardless of my heart, I just want the best for the babies. And I mean, like, what Mama's doing, I hope she does the best for herself, like, you know, just like, I do want to talk to her, I still want to be in contact. You gotta think, like, she is the, mother of my child, well, 4 kids.
Yeah, and that's partly why we're here, is because we very much need to keep you involved. You're the dad.
We want to bring you up to date and make sure that you're involved in the plans for baby, okay? You're dad, and you have a right to know what's going on in respect to the baby. All right, you've got responsibilities for children, got responsibilities for this
Trust
child.
me, I love my kids, regardless of my heart, but it's just a lot of stress going on, you know.
Okay, there is 4, all right?
Right.
I was the team manager, and we were talking about the twins with Sonia involved with,
I remember that. Yeah.
I was the team manager when we were involved with social work involvement, and I'm now the team manager with Annie, okay? So all your children that you've had with Marva, I've been...
Where's more of a base there?
We can't tell you that, all right?
I'm on about hospital.
We'll come to that in a minute. Let's talk about the baby.
I know about my baby. I love my baby. Do you have to put up more of a restraining, you know what I mean, swallowing tablets, the lot? No.
Right. You don't
want you more in place all the time,
We don't
come to my house, disputing about babies, and I don't know about babies because I've actually brought up my own kids, okay, and they live with their uncles, and their aunties, and I is okay. Don't you tell me I don't have to even be a father, because I can be a father.
I haven't disputed.
I drank because my kids got taken away from me, I'm sorry that I had a big bad bringing up life.
No, we need to work with you. That's
Do you
what
have
I'm trying
kids?
to...
Do you have kids?
Yes, I do. But we're talking about your children, your child that's expected now. And we want to involve you in the plans for your child.
Yeah, I just want to see Marva, you know what I mean? I'll chat with her, like.
I don't think Marva wants to see you. Could she have a choice about that?
Marva's baby is due in just 8 weeks.
And how are things going here?
Good.
It's so lovely to see you smiling.
Good.
Did you go to the cinema?
Yeah, I did.
What did you see?
The Fighter.
The Fighter. Was it good?
It was good, actually, but it was mainly about cracking.
Oh, that was ironic then. How are you getting on with not drinking?
Good.
Because obviously you're not. But any cravings? Any thought, I could really do with a...
No. Only when I'm shopping now, and you see it right in front of you, like, I want that. Like, put myself away.
And how are you feeling about not seeing Sean?
Good.
So that's working quite well for you?
Yeah. It's good.
Okay. Sean has spoken to me on the phone several times. And he said that he's looking after himself.
That's good.
And he has got a phone number, and he wanted me to ask you if you would like his phone number. And he has said that he would like you to phone. Now, I have to tell you that at the moment, my recommendation would be, I don't think that's a good idea, but it's your choice.
Yeah.
We have to have a child protection case conference because you have had other children who are no longer in your care. So that's what we would do for anybody who isn't looking after one of their children or a child's been removed. We would have that. You'll be able to come to that and say, for the last 4-5 weeks, I haven't been drinking, I've been at the well, I've been going to my antenatal appointments, I'm looking after myself. Now, what I would like to see at the moment is that we're looking at where you would move on from here, and that would be somewhere that's supported for you and baby.
Okay.
And then we would be supporting you with your parenting and helping you to look after babe. that completely depends on you. Obviously with the support that we all want to give you, but it's about keeping up the good work.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good.
I don't know how to explain it, but like, I still love her, yeah. You know, I know Mara for like, 14 years, and been with her for 3.5 years, yeah. I mean, me and Mara was on the streets for like, 3 years, and basically how to explain it, basically I was always like, you know, kicked out on the street from the age of like 14. I mean, I was beaten from the age of like 4, which I could still remember. It's just like bringing up a dog, you know, from a little pup, and you know, treating it like, well, put it this way, crap, you know. And basically, you buy this dog, right, yeah, from a trade, which like I did with Bailey, and it turns out to be nasty. You can't team that dog to be good again, you know, which some people can, you know, but there's certain dogs like you can't, like, and that's what I was like, you know. I was brought up basically like this. I used to say like, Ma, look at me, I'm self-harming myself. But like when I was younger, it's like thin blades, but these ones carpet blades. And I mean, like I done my face, like, and it just came into like a habit, like, you know, it's a thing in life for me to do, but which I don't do anymore. Just like to tell people out there, you know what I'm saying, like kids, adults, you know, who's got their children, you know, appreciate it, you know, love your children best, like, you know, don't go my way. I made the biggest mistake. I've lost my children. I'm gonna try and fight for them. Just, you know, stay strong. Don't give up.
I've not seen a change like that. I mean, that's incredible.
Dramatic.
Absolutely incredible. I wouldn't recognise her.
No, I know.
I can't believe it. You look a different woman. You look so well. Did you hear me out there? Oh my God. Well, you look brilliant. So how's things going?
Not too bad.
Yeah? Yeah. Is it better at the well?
Yeah.
Yeah? Yeah, you enjoying it?
Yeah.
Do you know what? You've got younger. So I think you just look so much better.
Close enough to start a war. All that I have is on the floor.
Aren't they sweet?
God only knows what we're fighting for.
Children need love.
Children can't always tell us what they need. Children need to know that we care about them and things that they do. Parents can share their love by smiling, holding hands, kissing. I love you. Cuddles.
Hello, Sean, it's Annie.
Hello, love.
Hi there.
So I just done a 4-hour walk without my medication and I'm exhausted. Smoking too much and drinking too much. I got to stop drinking now. Honestly, I'm like so more paranoid. Everything come off drink. I slept in the woods again last night.
Whereabouts?
Nothing. I don't know what happened. Yeah, I don't feel good. I feel like, you know, I've been having chest pains, everything. Every time I breathe, my heart hurts. I'm not joking, like.
I think the best thing to do is to go to the doctor.
Yeah, I'm going to do that now, straight away.
Did you leave a message on the answer phone here last evening?
Yeah, so about tell Mum I love her and what, I think when I was drunk.
Right. So,
Like, you know.
What
I
time?
think I got too much going on now.
I know.
Too much going on with me, like, you know. Fucking cut my throat. Seriously, I just had enough of it all. I got to go to court and everything, like, you know, it's all getting on top of me, like, you know.
Yeah, I know. I know. It's a tough time. Get yourself to the doctors.
Yeah, it's okay. But you promised me one thing, like, yeah, make sure Marva's okay.
Yeah, Marva is okay. I'm making sure she's okay.
A few days later, Sean is found collapsed on the street, having taken 84 paracetamol.
He's due to be discharged later today, which is worrying. He's been seen by the psychiatric liaison team who think that he's at a moderate risk of completing suicide. And apparently he had a suicide note which he's asked to have back, which Jackie thinks possibly was to Marva, but it certainly wouldn't do Marva any good to receive that. The one last thing about Sean that I need to tell you is that he took an overdose of paracetamol and he was taken into hospital last Friday. He was in hospital for the weekend. We're doing what we can to contain him, hold him, look after him.
That'd be good for him. He needs a lot of help.
Mm-hmm. But I didn't want you to find that out in the conference, really. Okay. Can I introduce you? This is Marva, this is Terence, who's chairing the conference.
I was just wondering if we could go and have a word first about how we're doing this. Is that all right?
Yeah.
The baby could be born any day now. A case conference will determine its future. Annie advises that the newborn be placed on a child protection plan, the highest category of risk.
This conference is really to draw up a plan to ensure that when the baby's born, that it will be looked after properly, and try and assess if you're going to be that person who looks after the baby.
Marva is consistently saying that she understands that going back to Sean would increase the risk factors of alcohol use and domestic violence, and has done absolutely everything that could have been asked of her.
So Martha, can I ask you just one or two questions about the pregnancy? What is different this time?
What's kind of going through giving birth to another baby and giving it away? Well,
yeah.
Obviously I didn't give him away, but yeah.
And you really want this one? I want to hear a little bit more about Sean now.
He did take an overdose last Friday and was in the BRI over the weekend. I've seen him twice since then. He agrees that actually the two of you are not helpful for each other, and when you're together, things are not good.
Martha, we've heard consistently how people are saying that the two of you together, it doesn't work.
No.
And you've taken the decision that you can make it on your own. Having heard what Annie said, does that change anything for you, or do you still feel the same way?
No, I still feel the same way, but it is upsetting.
Yes, of course. Okay, do you want a tissue? No, okay. Annie's usually very good with tissues.
Yeah, I do carry a stock with me at all times.
Okay. Is there anything about Sean that you think perhaps we haven't heard that you feel we ought to know about?
No.
No? All right. So do you think he'll respect what you're saying, that the relationship is over?
Well, that's the only.
Okay. Thanks, Sally. Well, you've heard a lot of things about him, Marva. Do you disagree with anything?
No, when is this over?
When is it over?
Soon.
That's what she says in chemo.
In these circumstances, it would be normal for us to have a child protection plan. The concern we would have if things went wrong would be that the child would be neglected. There should be a residential placement for you to move on to with your baby in a safe environment whilst the assessment takes place. Okay.
The decision is made. For the first time in her life, Marva is being given a chance to care for her baby.
What has happened for Marva is absolutely incredible. It's the stuff that we as social workers hope. Our intervention, our engagement with the family, the nature of relationship we have with parents will change them substantially. That is what happened. What she will always have is the memory of a relationship with a professional that helped her get out of a hole.
Marva's moving in with foster carer Elaine. She lives with her family at another secret address. Elaine will look after both Marva and her baby.
None of us would ever have foreseen the way that this case has unfolded, and what we're working with now is so entirely different than anything that I would have predicted.
Can I have a look? Can I see the book? Is he awake?
No, I don't know. I think he's asleep. I think.
Is that the biggest bump you've had? Or
I think so. I don't know. I still find it quite small.
So when you had the twins, were you not bigger?
Oh no. Got pictures of them. So
have you?
Yeah, at home. My little girl.
Oh, is she adopted or fostered?
Adopted.
Are you allowed to? You're not allowed to see her. Are you allowed to see them when they're adopted?
No.
Can you write to them and things like that? Or?
Yeah, get to write. Made her a birthday card.
Do you miss Sean? Do you want to see?
Sometimes.
Is it better with or without him?
Without him.
I'll remind you of that. If you exercise, I need to see him. I'll remind you.
It's better without him. He'd be alright. He's got to sort himself out. Me. I have to leave. I've got to sort myself out. He's got to sort himself out.
You know, I have to say for the record, Marva was amazing. She said, "Oh, I think the baby's coming." And I stood in the hallway and I thought, towels, you know, like they do in those old-fashioned movies, you need water and towels. And I thought, no, you don't. You just need to live with the baby, then go back in, just get the baby.
Maybe the one who
I think he's dreaming.
For you will prove untrue.
Marva gave birth to a baby boy on Elaine's bedroom floor on her very first night there. The labour was so short that the midwife couldn't get there in time. They're transferred to the hospital to ensure there are no complications from Marva's alcohol abuse.
I was the first person to hold you. Hello. Oh, this will be the first and last baby that I deliver because I'm not doing it again. No.
No, not in your room on your floor.
No. I I'm still cleaning up the mess. Yes, I am.
Within hours of the birth, Marva signs a fresh agreement. She can only keep the baby if she avoids drink. And Sean.
Hi Sean, sorry we got a bit delayed there, having woken you up. How are you doing?
How am I doing? So I just got a fever as well.
Have you?
Yeah, I've been up since
all
like 4
go?
in the morning.
Have you?
Yeah.
Look at this, it's amazing.
It's not
Can
amazing,
I-
it's
can-
just something to sit while I'm in
Can I,
chairs.
can I
Yeah,
go in?
Go on,
Thank you.
pose.
Wow.
I didn't even tell you that, I was just like literally trying to wake myself up. Shit.
I need to tell you that the baby was born last week, the end of last week. So he's called...
Yeah.
He was born on the 7th of April.
Oh, yeah. That's cool.
I've got some photos for you.
Yeah.
Would you like those? Yeah. This was the first day that he was born.
Bless.
So, and we can get you some more photos as time goes on. So quite small, £5 one.
Well, Marva is small herself though, isn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah, Marva's small
Yeah.
herself. Wow. Yeah. That's a nice name.
Yeah.
There's like Marva there, straight up.
So,
Yes.
would you like to see him?
Yeah, of course I would.
Okay, because when we've spoken on the phone, you've been
Yeah,
a
I
little
was.
bit uncertain
yeah, well,
sometimes.
we all have our up and downs, like, you know.
Yeah, I know, and that's why I've kept coming round with it. I didn't want to make a final decision on.
I'm really happy about the baby.
Good.
And tell Marva, okay, to forgive me, right, yeah?
Mhm.
I'm not asking for her back, right, yeah?
Yeah.
But it'd be nice to, like, be friends, like, you know?
Okay.
And I am still being with anybody,
Yeah, okay.
okay?
I'll tell her that.
And it is true.
Yeah,
Right, yeah?
all right.
Because I ain't got time at the moment, like, you know?
Yeah.
To, like, you know, go, fart assing about her, like, you know what I'm saying?
Mm.
But
Okay.
I do wish I was informed that she had the baby on the date, like, you know, instead of like being informed like a week later, like. But I am so happy that, you know, she's got herself somewhere.
Mhm.
She's being looked after.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. That's cool. Yeah. Thanks for letting me know. Right, yeah.
All right.
I ain't gonna shake your hand, right, yeah, because I'm gonna be straight up with you, right, yeah. I don't like you in one way, okay?
Yeah, I
Right,
know.
yeah. I'll be straight up with you, right, yeah. I think you're slimy, right, yeah.
Right.
Okay, and that's about it. And I'm gonna tell you, I think every social worker is slimy.
Okay.
You know what I'm
that's-
saying? So I'll be straight up about it, okay?
Okay.
But you're alright to a certain, you know what I mean, to a certain degree, alright, yeah? But like DTA, don't trust anybody,
Okay.
okay?
So, I'll send you a text and just confirm the time for Friday.
Okay.
And I'll see you Friday morning at
All
Lacey
right.
House. You know how to get there?
Yeah.
Don't-
No, I'll get a Smithron, like, you know.
Yeah?
Yeah, of course I know how to get there. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
okay.
just up the road, like.
Right, all right.
But
That's
like,
fine.
I do love
and
you,
I'll,
right? Yeah,
and I'll
but
go
I don't.
through. That's fine.
You know what I'm
it's
saying?
it's
Because
okay.
I think,
no
like,
offence taken.
You know
It's
what I'm
fine.
saying? Like, well, you probably get from a lot of people, like,
Yeah.
you know. But like, yeah. Take it easy, yeah. God bless my little baby. I'm so happy. I feel so happy. Trust me. I feel gobsmacked, like my jewels. I feel like my tongue's like hanging out, like, you know, like hanging on the bottom of my trainers. And I mean, like, wow. But like, fair play to you, Marva, and wish you the best. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, respect. Great. Woo!
How many times did you wake last night?
Twice.
Twice again still. That's all right, we've got a pattern now.
2 o'clock and 6:30.
Yeah, again the same. You worried about him seeing Sean?
He'll be alright.
Annie will be there, and there's security there as well, if anything. So you were worried that he might have been drinking.
Yeah.
If you can see the profiles, they're identical. Same nose. Yeah, that's his favourite position there. Comfortable there.
Sean's allowed to see his son for an hour a week at a neutral location. He misses the first appointment, but when the baby is 2 weeks old, he's there on time.
Right. Segments. See my little baby.
It's down the corridor, on the right.
That was the room I was last seeing my daughter. I've been here before. Oi, Annie.
How you doing then?
Ooh, nerves. Oh, bless.
It's a little bit.
Oh.
I thought he was going to wake up just now, but...
Daddy's here. Yeah, I love you. I love you so much. Yeah, Daddy really loves you. I really do love you. Yeah. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. You twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. A little star.
For 5 weeks, Marva sticks to the agreement and the boy thrives in her care. But it doesn't last.
Hello. Just a sec. Is she? I'm going to have to go and wake her up then.
Yesterday, Marva disappeared with her son.
Yeah, me too.
After 14 hours, she was found drunk at Sean's. The police brought them back at 3 in the morning. Elaine stayed up the rest of the night feeding the baby.
He was starving. So he's he's happy and content, but I haven't seen her since. Bit of a surprise.
Well, yes. Goodness me.
I'm scared of what the next steps are and what will happen next in a way.
For Martha?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not looking that good at the minute.
But I understand your position and I don't see where you can come back from. There's always going to be that temptation, just for the fact that we were in Kingswood and bumped into his dad.
Excuse
and
me,
the mum's
just-
in the area.
Hi, Martha. She's phoning me.
It wasn't one of them.
No, okay, I'll go knock.
My first blip?
It is your first blip. What is really difficult is that your first blip has serious consequences. Do you remember the partnership agreement?
Yeah.
We're going to have to separate you and baby. Because basically we were hoping that we could trust you to be able to keep him safe. And the two really big risk factors were you drinking and you going and seeing Sean.
Yeah.
And that's what you've done. Basically, I've been through with Martha what the consequences of her going to see Sean were and drinking, which is that she has to leave and that we will be finding alternative accommodation for in the near future, really.
I was going to be all right, but I'm not.
He really regrets what happened. And she doesn't know where she's going to go, and I'm not able to give her very much reassurance, really.
What does Martha want?
Martha wants another opportunity to stay with. But I think she understands that she's messed up big time, and that the risk of her seeing Sean and of her having a drink was that they would be separated. And she wants to do contact and to be assessed. Can you come and join us?
Not that I'm your friend anyway, she got me crying in.
That's my pen.
What are we going to do now? I don't know.
I've had a chat with Arthur, and sadly he agrees with me that you need to leave today. So I've explained to Elaine I'll go back to the office and get this form faxed off to him, wherever my form is. What I need to explain to you as well, and we probably ought to write it down as a new partnership agreement, is that Elaine is now the primary carer that while you're here, it's fine for you to be caring for him, but we'd ask that you don't take him out.
Yeah.
If you did take him out anywhere, I'd have to get Elaine to call the police straight away. And what we're trying to do is work together and avoid sort of emergency rushing off to court and police coming round and taking out police powers of protection and things. So it's about us trying to work together.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just saying that this is to clarify new plans for care following the breach of the original partnership agreement. Marva's agreed that baby will be looked after by Elaine until an alternative foster placement is identified for him. Marva will leave this home. Is that okay? Do you want to have a look through it before you sign it?
Yeah, sorry, I read it when you were writing.
I thought you were. How are you doing? How are you doing? Should I put that down? You have a chat with your solicitor and I'll be in touch. Do phone me if you want and I'll be in touch. Not today. I don't think anyway. Okay. Thank you. I think probably that's the most awful thing I've had to do as a social worker. I'll probably have a good cry. I'm quite resilient, really. I bounce back. I am. I have to be, don't I? I suppose I just hope that I have time to process it properly, because what can happen is that the demands of the caseload can kind of overwhelm and you get whisked into the next thing without really properly processing what's happened. And I hope that that doesn't happen, because I think that's when the impact of the stress can kind of get to your health if that happens too often. So
it feels today, with the strength of emotion, it feels quite very harsh that one lapse and that's the end of it. But that is something that I've been telling her all along. It was fortunate that no harm came to last night, that Sean was in quite a good state. Part of the worry is it's completely impossible to predict how he's going to be at any time and how he's going to react to things. I guess I'm probably slightly more emotionally attached than I thought perhaps I was. I was kidding myself a bit. I've always said if I get to the point that I don't care, then it's time to stop doing this job. So I have to care. But it's painful. It was the right decision. I was devastated because it seemed so brutal, but taking myself out of the situation is the best decision for me and my children, and the best decision for Marva, because it just keeps everybody safe despite the emotions. It just keeps, you know, everybody safe, and it is harsh. It was harsh. Because it was all going so well.
The work with Marva has given her, as a young adult, an opportunity to see what is possible. We as society, you know, which isn't just government, it's all of us, have to accept that if we want our society to grow and develop, we have to reach out. We have to be determined to see it as our responsibility for the marginalised, to do the best we can.
Next week on Protecting Our Children.
I want my baby back as a baby, Louise. I don't want her back when she's like 2.
It's a little bit unconventional.
If you want to know more about the daily lives of social workers, go to bbc.co.uk/protect